Shalom, shalom. Good evening, Mishpaka, to my kingdom brothers and sisters. Today is the day that Yahuwah has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. First, giving all esteem and all honor and praises to the Most High, Eternal King, Yahuwah, Alawa. Remamu Yahuwah, Braki Yahuwah, to the Yahuwah, Hallelujah, Yahuwah, for he is great and greatly to be praised. Before I even start with this video, I just want to take the time to say that I am so grateful and thankful to be able to have life, have breath, regardless of what I'm going through. I give him all esteem, I give him all glory, I give him all praises. For he is my first husband, he is number one in my life. Sometimes you just can't put it in the word just how good that he is, how great he is, and how when I think about the goodness, sometimes words just don't do it justice. It's just me being grateful and thankful for his righteous right hand. I celebrate him. I celebrate myself because I'm just looking forward to better and brighter days. So no matter what comes my way, I'm always going to try my best to show up for you and be who he created to be, knowing exactly who I am, and ain't nothing that the enemy can do, ain't nothing that the enemy can say. I'm still here, still betting on myself. It's not been easy, we took some L's, we've been through some things, and we continue to move forward with faith and trust and belief in the Most High. He never lost a battle. He never will. And this is our time. The fortunate ones, it is great to be amongst the fortunate ones on this journey, on this earth, for this particular time and this particular season. So I want to say thank you to all of those who believe in me, those who stood in the gap for me, those who interceded on my behalf. This journey has been a journey, but regardless who I didn't have by my side, the Most High has been on my side. He knew me before I was conceived in my mother's womb. He set me apart before the foundations of this world. And the Ruach of Yahuwah is upon me. I don't grieve it. I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for it. And I'm thankful for those who allow and petition for me in the spirit. Those who war for me in the spirit. I may not know your face, but I know you've been waiting for this time, and this is our time. So let's do the will of the Father. Let's give him all esteem. Let's give him all glory. Let's give him all praise. Let's surrender and submit wholeheartedly to him. Let's go back to the ancient past and the old ways. What the rest of the world is doing, we don't do. The rest of the world is going to continue to lie. They're going to continue to say this. They're going to continue to say that. They're going to continue to speak truth. I'm not saying everybody's like that in the world, but we ain't worried about worldly distractions. All these things being written, all these things being prophesied, all these things being said about his chosen children, the remnant of Yasharel, those who are called according to his purpose. So it doesn't matter if you have it, if you don't have it. If you're being used by the Most High to do his will, best believe he is not a man that should lie, and his word doesn't come back void. I'm going to start a series, and this is going to be targeted to black men and women across America and across the four corners of this earth. The true Hebrews of the scriptures, my kingdom family, the children of the Most High, the set apart nation, the children of Yasharal, I'm going to speak on it because it's in me to speak on it. And I ain't got to worry about what anybody has to say, how they feel. Every nation is profiting off the backs of us because of our ancestors' disobedience and our disobedience right now. It was a byword, a product, the most disrespected, but the most hated and the most copied race, because they don't want you to know who you are. And it's sad. You can be everything that the world tells you to be, but you're afraid to be called what you was designed to be. I'm going to tell you who you are. Some of y'all know exactly who you are. And the ones that know exactly who they are, this is not geared to you, but you know people in your community, you know people in your household, people in your school, people in your churches. Send this video to them. When I make the video. The reason why I want to make that video because I'm tired of seeing our people taking on an identity that doesn't even belong to them, that the world gave them. Before we was put in this position, we was a set apart nation. And people, different nationalities, try to hide our identity from us. They didn't want us to know our identity from us. Did everything to swipe our identity. We were taken from a land and brought to another land. I'm not talking about the original people of this land. I'm talking about the Yahudim, the 12 tribes of Yasharel that was scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. The set apart nation. The one that the Most High have a covenant with. That's exactly who I'm speaking to. The ones that's walking around here getting high, getting drunk, stripping, wearing loose clothes because they don't know who they are. The world told y'all could be gang bangers. The world told y'all could be drug dealers. The world told y'all that y'all ain't nothing but strippers and prostitutes. You know, the world told you it's okay to get high, get drunk, and smoke weed all day and disrespect your parents and gang bang and fight and shoot them up. but y'all don't even know exactly who y'all are. So y'all took on an identity that don't even belong to you, that was never given to you. But like I said, I'm going to address that when I start this other series. But right now, when I come with that video, I'm going to come with it, and I'm going to keep going. So be on the lookout for it. I don't need nobody's permission. If the Most High tell me not to, I won't do it. But if He tells me to do it, I'm going to do it. I got all authority to do so. Not to say that I'm out here better than everybody, but at the end of the day, people gonna listen. People ain't gonna wanna listen. But as long as I'm doing what He called for me to do, I'm cool with that. I'm happy with that. I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for it. Actually, and this is not to look down on anybody, because and y'all know my testimony. Y'all know my story. Y'all seen me. If you ain't seen me, you heard about me. If you ain't heard about me, you read about me. If you ain't read about me, read the book. Read the Torah. Read the minor and major prophets, so to speak. Read the good news, the epistles, the book of Revelation, the book of Enoch, the Apocrypha, the book of Enoch. But this is not self-gratification. This is coming to the realizing of me being who I am, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful for all things. I'm grateful for the wilderness season. I'm grateful that I was stripped bare. I'm grateful that I was left out here in the street. I'm grateful that I was talked about, that I was monitored, that I was made fun of. I'm grateful that I was in your chat rooms, your boardrooms, topic of the discussions. I'm glad, I'm grateful and thankful that I was met with so much opposition, in-house and out-house. But the favor of the Most High is on my life. And I'm thankful and grateful that I dwell in that secret place. The stone that the builders rejected became the chief cornerstone. But I done faced so much opposition. But I'm thankful that I faced it. I had to face it. Because I wouldn't be who He called me to be. I wouldn't be what I was designed to be. People gonna play. People can deny all they want. People gonna be in disbelief and shock, and people gonna try to do what they kind of do to get me to fold, to shrink. People gonna continue to play in my face, but just know one thing. The Most High sees all. He sees all. And if He dwells in me, best believe He dwells in you. He the one that gave everybody life. He the one that allowed everybody to function the way they function. Because everybody's life's been written. Like I gave that lesson yesterday, there's only two ways. You can't serve two masters. But this is a time for celebration, Like I said, I'm grateful and thankful for those who intercede for me, those who pull out and petition for me, those who war on my behalf in the spirit. And I'm thankful and grateful. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. But my first love, all my praise and all esteem goes to the Most High, Yahuwah or Allah. It's Him. It's all Him. I take no credit for it, but I appreciate the love. I don't do this on my own. I don't do this on my own strength, my might, or my power. It's by the Ruach of the Most High that I'm able to speak. And I can, but I won't, because it defeats the purpose. So I'm not going to give anybody the pleasure. But I can tell you this. Coming up against me, it's not the move that you ain't gonna want to make. He knows every thought. He knows every scheme. He knows every lie. He knows every intent. And best believe, things don't go unnoticed. But at the end of the day, we're going to continue to walk by faith and not by sight. We're going to continue to lift up the name of Yahuwah, our Allah, and we're going to continue to give Him all glory and all praises. And I'm going to continue with this lesson before I pivot, so to speak, and tell what I want to speak on. But right now, before I even start, let's go before the Most High. Abba Yahuwah, Allah of our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaqub. I humble myself before your throne, submit to you wholeheartedly. I yield to you. Search my heart, examine me thoroughly. That the words I sing bring restoration, bring hope to your children. As I decrease, Father, you increase. Let the Ruach speak through me, speak for me. Let them hear your voice. Let it wake up the eyes and the ears of your children and their spirit, and their inner man. Let it bring hope and restoration to let them know that you're still in control, that you still the author of our lives and the finisher of our lives. And we declare, decree victory because you deemed it so. And give us strength to navigate throughout the days until that day that we don't have to war anymore. Because we know the battle's not ours, the battle is yours. So we give you all praises, all esteem. Mamu Yahuwah, Braka Yahuwah, to the Yahuwah. Hallelujah, Yahuwah, for you are great and greatly to be praised. Weapons may form, but they'll never prosper. And greater is He that's in me than he that's in the world. We love you, we adore you. We give you all praises. These things we ask in the mighty name of Yahusha. Amen. All right, let's go to work. And the title of this video is going to be Identifying World System Patterns. Discernment of mixture. Discern is to understand, distinguish, and separate between things accurately. Pattern is repeated behavior, mindset, or systems of operation. Mixture is mixing should remain separate. Combining unlike systems. The world system often operates through subtle mixture. truth combined with error. Discernment is required to recognize and reject it. Today we're going to learn how the world operates through subtle influences and partial truth mixed with error. Today we're going to learn why mixture is dangerous and how to identify world-based thinking, world-based behavior patterns, and how the remnant develops accurate discernment. We honor the ancient path because it defines clear boundaries. It separates what's clean from unclean, and it prevents mixture and confusion. Without discernment, mixture is accepted. With discernment, mixture is exposed and rejected. You got your books with you. We're going to start off with Leviticus 19:19. You shall not let your cattle gender with a diverse kind, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and wool come upon you. You know, let me pause right there for a minute. A lot of us operate out of ignorance. That's why going back to the ancient path is so important, you know. But he's merciful. He's merciful and he's patient. So that's why it's so important to go back to the ancient path. Mixture is forbidden because it creates confusion. And it violates order. What's written in Deuteronomy 22:9. You shall not sow your vineyard with diverse seeds. Mixed seeds produces corrupted outcomes. What's written in the Testament of Issachar, be simple in your heart, not double-minded. Mixture creates double-mindedness. Simplicity is purity. For it's written in Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. See, the world system, they reverse the truth. But discernment corrects the perception. For it's written in Malachi 3:18, you shall discern between righteous and the wicked. Discernment identifies what is aligned to what is not. For it's written in the wisdom of Solomon, for she is the breath of the power of Allah. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. True wisdom rejects mixture, and it remains pure. For it's written in Enoch 8:1, they taught them charms and revealed hidden things. See, the world system introduces corrupt knowledge. Now all knowledge is pure. Say that one more time. The world system introduces corrupt knowledge. Now all knowledge is pure. For it's written in Matthew 7:15-16, beware of false prophets. You shall know them by their fruits. Discernment uses results and evidence, not just words. For it's written in Luke 12:57, why even of yourselves judge you not what is right? Discernment is required and accepted. For it's written in the Good News of Thomas, they have taken the keys of knowledge and hidden them. The world system distorts access to truth. For it's written in the Good News of Philip, those who say they are in the light but hate are still in darkness. Mixtures include saying one thing but living another. For it's written in the Good News of Mary Magdalene, there is no sin, but it is you who make sin. I gotta read that one more time. There is no sin, but it is you who make sin. Discernment requires awareness of action and responsibility. For it's written in Hebrews 5:14, strong meat belongs to them who by reason use their senses exercise to discern. Discernment develops through practice and consistency. For it's written in 1 Thessalonians 5:21-22, prove all things, hold fast to which is good. Abstain from all appearance of evil. Test everything and reject what is not pure. Test everything and reject what is not pure. For it's written in Revelations 3:15-16, because you are lukewarm, I will spew you out. Mixture leads to rejection. Purity is required. Mixture is the primary strategy of the world system. Mixture is the primary strategy of the world system. But discernment exposes and rejects it. Remnants, you must test everything. Examine everything and reject what is mixed. Partial truth mixed with error is still deception. Discernment is not an opinion. It is accurate recognition of truth versus error. Separation between what is pure and what is mixed. And clarity beyond appearance and words. What is not discerned can be accepted unknowingly. What is discerned can be rejected immediately. We, the remnant of Yasharal, stand in alignment with true discernment. We declare that we no longer accept mixture, deception, or distorted truth in any form. We see clearly. We perceive accurately. We recognize truth without confusion. We reject what appears right but is not aligned. We reject what is presented as light but operates in darkness. We declare that discernment is active, revealing, exposing, and separating truth from deception. We do not rely on appearance. We examine fruit. We do not follow words. We test alignment. We do not accept mixture. We uphold purity. We stand as a people who discerns correctly and walk in truth without confusion. by the authority of Yahuwah, or Allah, we decree that the remnant shall operate in sharp and accurate discernment. That every veil be removed. That every deception be exposed. That every hidden mixture be revealed. We decree that nothing false shall go undefeated, undetected. Excuse me. Can't even read my own writing. But it's all good. We decree that nothing false shall go undetected. Let clarity increase. Let perception sharpen. Let understanding deepen. We decree that every form of confusion is removed and every distortion is corrected. Let the remnant discern between truth and error, righteousness and wickedness, covenant and world system. We decree that no mixture shall remain unrecognized and or unchallenged. Let every attempt to deceive fail. Let every false appearance be exposed. Let every hidden agenda be revealed. The discernment is active. The clarity is present. The truth is seen. Now let it be established that the remnant of Yasharel is sealed in discernment. Let the mind remain sharp, free from confusion, deception, and dullness. Let the eyes remain open, perceiving clearly and accurately. Let the understanding remain strong, able to distinguish without error. Let no deception take root. Let no mixture go unnoticed. Let no confusion cloud judgment. We establish that the remnant walks in clear perception, accurate judgment, consistent awareness, and uncompromised truth. Let what has been revealed remain revealed. Let what has been exposed remain exposed. Let what has been understood remain established. The remnant discerns clearly. The remnant sees accurately. The remnant walks in truth. So it is established and made firm. Discernment must be practiced, maintained, and guarded. Brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, I hope y'all enjoyed this lesson. And I hope this brings awareness. Hope it brings clarity. Don't worry about what anybody got to say. Don't worry about what anybody think. Don't even worry about what these world leaders say. They stole an identity that doesn't even belong to them. But we ain't worried about it. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. So, all praises and all esteem and all glory goes to the Most High. Like I said, He's not a man that shall lie, or son of a man that shall repent. So we are grateful and thankful that He never forgot about us. That prophecy is being fulfilled. That He's faithful. He is just. He is merciful. He is patient. He is loving. He's also forgiving. You know, we break these chains of past generational traumas, generational disobedience that caused us to be in this mess in the first place. The world can tell you who you are, but they can tell you what they want you to be, but they're afraid to tell you who you actually are. So I'm going to tell you who you actually are. You ain't got to rock with me. You ain't got to believe me. We are a set-apart nation. We're not Muslims. We're not imams. We're not Baptists. We're not Pentecostal. We're not AME. We're not Christians. We're the children of Yasharel. We are the assembly, and we walk that way. And that's the truth. That's our truth. So let them say what they want to say. Let them do what they want to do. Let them think what they want to think. They can send a whole army. They can send the National Guard. They can send the CIAs, the FBIs. They can send whoever they want to send. The Most High is not to be mocked. Brothers and sisters, this is who you truly are. And don't let nobody tell you different. It's time for us to stop fighting each other and start going back to the ancient path. Knowing who we are, whose we truly are. I love y'all. I mean that wholeheartedly and sincerely. You know, choose life. Choose alignment. Choose the Most High. Choose the ancient path. Know exactly who you are and whose you are. We know, and I'm going to say to those who know, before a lot of us became to knowing the Creator's true name, His real name, the majority of us operated out of a false name. But we believed. See, one thing about it is He searches the heart. So we have brothers and sisters that still do the will of the Father, but still say the wrong name. But He knows their heart. They're called. They're doing the will of the Father. They speak. They prophesy. They hear the Ruach of Yahuwah, because the Ruach speaks to them, speaks through them, men and women, throughout the four corners of this earth. He chooses who He wants to choose. He speaks to who He wants to speak to. We're not above reproach, you know. But those who know, that's when grace comes in. Just because we have knowledge, that doesn't mean we operate in the fruits of the Spirit. Some people can have all the knowledge in the world, but don't operate with the fruits of the Spirit. They don't. They can say they know all this. They can quote scriptures. They can read it back and forth, back and forth. But at one point in time, a lot of people was in falsehood. A lot of people was in falsehood. But He still loved us anyway. And He called us out. So be teachable. Be teachable. Be willing to learn. You know, be willing to learn truth. You know, I ain't gonna say I know everything. I don't know everything. But I do know that He's real and He dwells inside of me. Like He dwells inside of everybody else. He sees all, He knows all. You know, I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting. I don't brag and boast on nothing. You know, like I said, before I start anything, He gets all this thing. He gets all the glory. He gets all the praise, because it was not for Him. The one thing about it, the enemy wanted my heart to turn wicked and evil, to hate, to walk in unforgiveness, to not to have the fruit of the Spirit. But the enemy is a liar, and the truth ain't in him. We all have fallen short at one point in our lives. We all lived a life that was not pleasing to the Most High. I don't care how it was. If he can fix me, he can fix anybody. And there's a lot of people that's been operating in error, and he healed them and fixed them, and he delivered them, and they know where their bread is buttered at. You know, regardless. But I say this, just continue to trust in the Most High. Continue to be in His presence. Continue to seek His face, His kingdom, and His righteousness. Cry out to Him with your whole heart. He's the one that can heal you. He's the one that can fix you. He's the one that can deliver you. He's the one that can save you. This world system can't deliver you. This world system can't save you. This world system can tell you anything and everything else, but they won't tell you exactly who you are and who you belong to. This world system tells you to do this and tells you to do that. We are operating in it. A lot of us are still in the world system. But why stick to something that was prophesied to collapse? So you got a lot of these preachers and these influencers, and everybody say this and everybody say that. I don't do this because I'm seeking validation. I don't do this because I'm seeking fortune or fame. You know, I'd rather do without the money. As long as He called me to do this, I'm gonna keep on doing this because He's the one that pays me. I ain't out here asking people for money. You know, when we struggle, we need help. Everybody needs help. But we put our help in people and put our help in men instead of putting our help into the Creator. You know, we are guilty of it. And I can confess that sin. I can confess it. I lived it. Who hasn't? Who hasn't need help? Who don't need help? But when we put things above the Creator, things don't work out so well for us. But at the end of the day, we don't understand why He does what He does. We just know there's a pattern. We just know that He's in control. Period and point blank. But I'm just being me. I'm not here to twist nobody's arm. People gonna believe what they want to believe. People gonna do what they want to do. People gonna say what they want to say. Been there, done that. I already been there, done that. I'm thankful. Actually, you know, a lot of people can say it's crazy. Not crazy. Been through it. I've been through it all. And I'm still here, and I'm still breathing, and I'm clothed in my right mind. So it doesn't matter what anybody say or think or feel about me. Thank you, y'all, for water. But to my brothers and sisters out there that's feeling some type of way, that's going through something, family don't turn their back on you. You're being attacked left and right, don't understand why you're being attacked. People talk about you. People don't include you into nothing. They talk about you while you're there, talk about you while you ain't there. Use you and abuse you, manipulate you, lie you, just left you out broke, busted, disgusted, left you out for dead. To my brothers and sisters that's been oppressed by this world system, it's time for you to come back home. Time for you to come back home to the Creator. Allow Him to fix your heart. Allow Him to heal them places that's been broken, that's been abused. Let Him strip you bare before He can build you back up. process, it may be painful, but it's well worth it in the end. It is well worth it in the end. I guarantee you. He give you a type of shalom that surpasses all understanding. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Man, I did all my crying. I ain't say I don't cry. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Shoot, that's the time I cry every night. But he's close to the brokenhearted. He collects your tears in the bottom. And when you at your weakest and when you at your lowest, that's where he's closest to you. Don't worry about the noise of the world. Don't worry about what these celebrities saying, what these celebrities doing, these influencers that says this and these influencers that say that. Worry about what the Most High says. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter what your mother said, it doesn't matter what your father say, your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, your children, your pastor. It's a personal and intimate relationship with the Creator. You ain't got nobody to talk to. He listens. He's there. He's just waiting on you to release everything to him and take your hands off of it. You know, it's easy. It's easier said than done because I know we human. We having a human experience. So we want to put our hands on it. We want to make things all right. We want to make things better. We want to put our own effort into it. And when we do something like that, we mess everything up. We derail and delay the process by sticking our own 2 cents into it. And sometimes you just gotta sit back and just listen and be still and be quiet and just hear what he has to say and allow him to do the things he needs to do. He's our vindicator. You know, the rest of the world may not believe in him. That's on them. That's something between them and the Creator. Because at the end of the day, everybody gonna answer. Both masters gonna come for their children. Satan's gonna come for his. The Most High is gonna rescue his. You know, everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. These are some of the knowledges that's been I ain't gonna say no more. I'm gonna cast my pearls this morning. But at the end of the day, you know, there's so many things that's going on in this world, and it's just sad. You know, I had to get this lesson out, but as I was getting this lesson out, and I just see the reversal is taking effect. You know, people hide behind this, people hide behind that. People promoting this and promoting that, promoting sin and wickedness. And the enemy got what he got out. And a lot of people operating in it on a daily basis, and it's bad and it's sad. These young kids are operating in there too, and they don't even know exactly. They think it's a joke. It is not no joke. It is not no joke. better search while Yahoo. You better search for Yahuwah while you still can. Some of y'all call him the Lord, but that's a false title. And I'm not apologizing for nothing. I cannot say that name. I do not accept that name. But like I said, he knows people's true intentions. But I cannot call on that name. I refuse it. I reject it. That's the reason why I gave this lesson on mixture. And I hope those who hear, those who have ears, let them hear. But those who know, if you know people that operate because of mixture, but you know their heart is sincere and pure, pass this video along. I don't need your likes. I don't need your applauses. I just need a creator. I know he's for me, and I know I got people that's allowing, petitioning for me, that's interceding for me, that word on my behalf. I know there's a lot of people that's waiting on me, and I'm grateful and thankful. If it's not aligned with kingdom business, I'm not messing with it. But like I said, we're about building his kingdom here. This is what this is all about. It ain't about me. It's about the Most High. It's about building his kingdom. And I don't care what anybody say. I can use these words. If I can't do it, it can't be done. But he leads me. He tell me what to do and I'll do it. Don't know if it's or buts, Those who stand on truth, they understand exactly what I'm saying. I don't know exactly where I'm coming from. But those who don't, they'll do anything they say. They'll try to do anything. They'll try to say anything. I'm not worried about none of it. Don't even care. People can try to tear me down. Why would I try to tear somebody down who already at the bottom? There's only one thing to do for me. Just go up. And nobody can block it, stop it, or stop it. The only thing that can happen for me is me giving up, and I'm not giving up for nobody. You can look me in my eyes. I ain't giving up for nobody. I fear no man. I fear no group. I fear no faction. I fear no government system. I definitely don't fear the president. We don't. In my bloodline, we stand up to bullies. In my bloodline, we tell giants to move and get out the way. They either gotta move and bow down to get out the way, or they just have to deal with the tough consequences of the Most High. Forgive me, Father, if it sounds like I'm too arrogant or prideful. I'm just confident in who you are. I'm confident in you, and if I'm confident in you, I'm confident in myself. So, fear will never destroy me. Fear will never destroy me. But that's just me. And I know there's a lot of other people out here too. They experienced a lot of stuff and they overcame. Them are the strongest warriors. Them are true soldiers of the Most High. Those who've been through the storm, those who've been in the valley, those who've been in the desert, and they came out on top. Them are the true soldiers. Them are the true kingdom ambassadors. Not ones that just built on paper. Not ones that just built off the pockets of those who are really trying their best to keep their name in the Lamb's Book of Life. I'm talking about those who actually been through the struggle. Those who called. Ooh, this lady tried to run over a boulder. She almost messed up her vehicle. That was a distraction. But those who've been through the storm, those who've been through the process, those who were stripped, those who was left out, those who got it out the mud. I ain't talking about those who went to school and built their empire off of taking tax breaks, using this and using that to make their billions and millions of dollars. I ain't talking about those people. I'm talking about the ones that really, who stood on kingdom business. The ones that walk in light. Satan don't bother those who say they are of the light but operate in darkness. He don't bother those. Those people don't understand, but they can read about it, they can speak about it, and they can see in other people's lives. Yeah, some of these pastors, these preachers, they look into people's lives, you know, and it's unfortunate, you know. There ain't no easy way to make it through the kingdom. I'm not saying that everybody has a testimony story. I know there's a lot of people that have testimonies. A lot of people have stories. You know, a lot of people have been through oppression. A lot of people experience this. A lot of people experience that. A lot of people experience hoodoo and voodoo and witchcraft and all that other mess. Root work, you know, paying practitioners, everything else. And people dealt with people that have the adversary up in them. Them demons up in them and everything else, and they made it through the other side. Those are the toughest warriors. Those ones who stood on kingdom business. Those ones that didn't waver, regardless how hard it get. They kept on going. They kept on pushing. My hat goes off to them. You know, those are kingdom ambassadors. Those are the true assembly, those who walk that way, those that chose that narrow path. You know, few will find it. And Scripture says, many are called, but few are chosen. A lot of people ain't built for it. You know, a lot of people, they think they can walk their miles and shoot till they actually walk that mile. Unless they really take that road. Unless they really say yes. You know, people think being called or being chosen is this and this and that. Huh. I don't even want this on my enemies. You know, I don't have enemies, but saying that I'm not out here making enemies. People are making enemies out of me because there's only two sides. Light and darkness. Righteous and wickedness. The Most High or the devil or Satan. Everybody has a choice they got to make. But a lot of times people don't understand the choices that they make. They say they are light, but it's something about them that cause them to hate, to be envious, to be jealous, to be too busy worrying about everybody else's life when they should be worrying about their own. It's unfortunate though, we can't control people. The only thing we control how we carry ourselves. What we think and how we feel and how we act, how we treat others. That's all that we can do. People can say they operate in the fruits of the spirits, but they won't tell the truth. But I get it though. It takes time, That's why we say, I believe, keep me on the potter's wheel. Renew my mind. Put the right spirit within me. Purify my heart. Those type of things. That's the type of attitude that people should be carrying. But people don't carry that attitude. See, when you carry that, when you walk it, when you just not just talk it, but when you walk it, you ain't worrying about nobody else's life. You worry about your relationship with the Creator. You're not too busy worrying about anybody else. We care for people, we pull out and petition for people, and if it's in us to intercede for people, we intercede for people. But other than that, we ain't worrying about how this other person got this, how this other person got that. What kind of job they got. We ain't even worried about that. We just worrying about truth and doing our best to live upright before the Most High. That's it. He's number one. If you sneeze wrong, you feel convicted. Some people got that good sneeze. Some people got that little timid sneeze. But if your sneeze is off, you feel like you done sneezed wrong before the Creator, and you can't do nothing but just fall on your knees, slide down the wall, and do the ugly cry. Because you feel like you just did him wrong. You didn't honor him right. That type of spirit, that type of conviction. And sometimes we can be hard on ourselves. When you operate like that, you wouldn't worry about what anybody else got going on in their life. You wouldn't worry about what everybody thinks and feel. You'll be able to discern it, and you'll be like, okay, but this is not for me. But maybe you can be an example for them and show them how it's supposed to be done, and maybe they'll learn something. A lot of people can shout, a lot of people can wave their hands, and a lot of people can say this and say that, but the Spirit of the Most High rests on who He chooses to rest upon. A lot of people say they got it. A lot of people say they can speak in tongues, and a lot of these pastors, these preachers out here say they're filled with the Ruach of the Most High. Out here making a spectacle. Got people paying people to. Got actors playing. I'm not impressed. It ain't my kingdom family. My kingdom family does the will of my Father. But other than that, I just feel like talking to you. Just I appreciate y'all. And I hope that this video reaches the four corners of this earth. I hope it reaches the right ears. I ain't giving up. I didn't give up yet. And the devil mad. Satan mad that I ain't giving up. He wants me to curse. Our maker. He gives, he takes away. He kills and he makes alive. He kills and he makes alive. I remember the first time I heard that. I remember the first time I told somebody that, and somebody said, "Nah, he ain't said that." Take it back to Scripture. Take it back to Bible. He said it. He killed, and he makes alive. You know, why praise him through the good things? Why worship him through the good things? Praise and worship him through the bad things. And when he gives you the good things, are you still going to praise and worship him? That's the big question. So, examine yourselves. Examine yourselves. And allow the Most High to fix you up. We see what's going on in this world, and all we can do is just hope that they can endure. I hope they can endure. I hope these people can endure. You know, that's why it's important to get right with the Creator. That's why the children of Yasharel need to know who they are and whose they truly are. But hey, Scripture said we can't serve two masters. He said, I'd rather you hot or I'd rather you cold. If you look warm, he'll spew you out. Can't use you. Can't be double-minded. You gotta be sure. You gotta do your work and allow him to work in you. Until the next video, shalom, shalom.